I thought I would give you an update on my 964. As I mentioned in my last video, I was changing the spark plugs, which are now entirely changed. So I changed to 12 spark plugs, and I have to admit that changing them on the driver's side was a bit tricky because I had to remove catalytic converter, and that was a bit of a pain. So my next project was to fix up my washer system in the front and to fix up the horn, which is not working either. And so I decided to take off the front wheels and see what I can find around here. So I found that the horn is located right there, and I found some other bits and pieces that I will have to adjust. As I mentioned in my very first video, you can see here that the brakes, or at least the rotors, are new. I don't see in what condition the pads are, but the braking force was pretty much okay. Then, oh yeah, very important point. So the handbrake is finally working. I bought a new handbrake lever, installed it, and it is finally working. So as you can see here, yep, I finally have a working handbrake. Unbelievable. And what you can also see is that I have a functioning interior lights, because those puppies here are finally working. So the ones on the passenger side and on the driver's side. But the car also has one in the front boot and on the tailgate. So I changed up all of those because the alarm system is also connected to those 4 connectors, and I think that there was a malfunction on at least 2 of them, because when I locked the car down, the alarm always went off after about 10 minutes, and that was so annoying, and was the reason why I didn't park the car outside since the first day. Now, as you can see here, I removed the front bumper because I wanted to integrate the RS ducts on the front, which I'm doing right now, just behind there somewhere. And at the same time I want to check the washer system. So this is one recipient right there, and I thought that was the only one, but it is not. So I don't know what this one does, but I found out that there is a second recipient right here in this wheel well. So this is the second one. And then I found out that this tank has 2 pumps, so one pump for the front headlight washer and one for the windscreen. So yeah, I still haven't figured out what this one does, but yeah, I will now check all of the pumps. If those pumps are working fine, then I will have to dig deeper, because it is also possible that there is a problem with the wiring, or that there is some dirt in this recipient and that maybe the pump is blocked by that dirt. So I will take out the entire thing to clean it and to take away this paint. Anyway, so yeah, and then I found something else. This strange thing, I don't know what this is doing. It has 2 yellow wires that are connected to it and this strange hose. But I really don't know where this is going, what this is supposed to do. I don't know, it doesn't look stock to me. It is made in Italy, so I think this is some sort of aftermarket something. If you guys know what this is, then please let me know in the comments, because I don't know if I can remove it? What's it doing? So I don't know. Let me know. So I will now show you what I have done on the front bumper. These are the RS ducts that came with the car, and apparently they are the extended ones. I was told that this would be plug and play, but no. As you can see here, I removed the fog light, and if you want to put this inside, you see that it is hitting the back side of the bumper. So this is nowhere plug and play. Here, this is the cover, which is avoiding that rear part to go entirely in. So as you can see here on this side, I had to cut out this part because I didn't want to cut this part here since it is painted. Apparently the previous owner had those parts modified so that you don't see any like screws from the outside, which is why I had to remove the entire bumper just to fit those, which is a good thing. I mean, this will look very clean after the bumper will be reinstalled. So tonight I'm going to get the second part installed, and then I will steam clean all of this and also the front bit of the car. So that's exactly my thing. If I touch something on a car, I want to reinstall it in a perfect condition. Just like on my Mark II, everything on this car has been touched, retouched and improved. And I want to do the same on this car. What I also said in my last video was that I will have this car inspected at some point. For now, the weather is still good for the end of November, but the problem is that I have my entrance being done right now, so I am not able to take out any of these cars right now, which is why I'm taking the time to work on some other issues on my car. What I also didn't show you was my new side indicators. So I bought them new from Hella, and they now fit perfectly well with my orange indicators on the front. And I think in combination with my RS ducts, this is going to look pretty nice. Just to give you an update on what I'm going to change on the car, I will at some point going to raise it up, put bigger or at least the right tires on my wheels, and then let the entire car be homologated with my Momo steering wheel. So this is the step after rebuilding the engine, but I can already work on this right now, since yeah, the car will stay here for 1 month, 2 months without an engine, and so I might just as well work on some other bits on this car. Okay, so I know this is very amateur-like, but I removed the tank where the washer fluid is inside, and I tried to clean it as good as possible with the steam cleaner, and I'm pretty happy with the result, except for this bit, which is not the black plastic, but it's actually paint. And then when I removed all of the bits, I saw that there was a hole drilled in this area. So probably the previous owner wanted to fix it down with the screw, and he accidentally must have hit this reservoir. And so I used this to melt down a bit of plastic that I cut down from a part that is not very necessary right here, and I welded it down to this part. So I hope that now this hole is sealed. Okay, so now I found out a bit more about those pumps. So this pump connected to the thinner pipe is the one for the windshield. And then there was another one, this pump right here with the big hose, and this one went to the front headlights. So the sprayers on here, on both sides. So I followed the piping, so it goes up here, then along here, and enters the fender at this point. And it then comes out around this area and then goes into this piping, and then obviously comes out from the two sprayers. Again, I know the piping is much more complicated than what you see right here. I may put up a picture of how this labyrinth is constructed. At this point I tried if the washer fluid would even come out at this point, so I connected it with some transparent hoses and I tested the pump. So this pump is working. It is pumping fluid from here towards this pipe. And then I told myself, but hey, what if those are completely stuck? So I removed one of them, and well, for now I didn't come any further than this because there are two cables connected to them because they are heated. Well, obviously this car is never going to be driven in the winter where water is going to freeze, so I wanted to disconnect those cables. The cable runs down there somewhere and I don't know where it goes, and there is no connector neither on this bit nor in between the spray and that bit of fender right here. So this is where I'm at right now, so I think that the sprayers are the problem. Okay, so now I am about to reinstall the tank. Here you see that the two pumps are installed. Again, they are in place, and here you see the three wires. So this is the wire that goes to the pump. This is for the level of washer fluid which is inside of the tank, and this connector is the second one which connects to the pump with the smaller hose. I also had to replace this upper hose because the other one was completely, well, see for yourself. I mean, yeah, I am now going to put this back inside. Okay guys, so I just installed, oh sorry, Wi-Fi is calling. So yeah, I was saying that I just installed the left washer, and as you can see I reconnected the battery, pulled the lever on the inside, and the sprayer worked. So I finally have a working windshield washer system. Unbelievable. So I now have to change the one on the other side as well, but I think that will be quite an easy fix. And then there was the problem with the cables. So this is now the new cable for the heated washer, and the wires are pretty short, so I assume that this cable must be running somewhere around here, but that's not the case because I found the other cable which is just around here. So after I cut the wires right after the washer, and yeah, it's pretty bright here, so that cable runs down here somewhere and I don't know where it ends, but that's something I am going to find out very soon. So yeah, finally one more thing to tick off my list. I didn't think it would work out this well, but yeah, this was the issue of my entire windshield washer system.